Okay, we are live.
You gotta give people time.
What? It's fine. It's fine. Okay, let me bring us up. I was looking for it before we went live. We are going to be talking about the painting. If you don't know what painting we're talking about, it is
Who killed Leah Hickman?
that.
Oh, backwards to you. No, it's
Yeah,
still
still
good.
back. Never mind. But yeah, it's going to be who killed Leah Hickman. Oh, the painting. It will also be on the blog post when we get it out. We also done a project to see how long it takes to do it, but we were using beside a hill.
We were just painting in the grass. It would be a lot easier. Like it took the video's up, but it took like roughly a little over a minute to paint who killed Leah Hickman, and in the grass. So on a building, it probably would not take as long because you don't have to make it as dark.
Yes.
So.
And if you noticed, this drive me crazy. We swapped spots.
So. I just happened to be sitting here.
Yeah, and you took my spot.
Yeah, well, I don't care.
I do.
Why not?
We'll probably delete this video and
Move on.
But as you know, the painting, like I said, killed Leah Hickman. It happened on April 24th, 2014. A little over, 7. Well, no, it was a little over 6 years. It hadn't turned 7. It was going on 7 years. It would be in December, as we know. But the family, has no clue about it because she was born in November. Murder ever got in trouble for it? Nothing. Me personally, you can definitely tell there's two different paints. I think even the police confirmed that there's two different paints used because one of them's like definitely white. And what's the other?
I think they're both white. Like, unless you want to get technical, be like, ooh, eggshell, or like what the fuck ever.
Well, so you can tell that's white, and then that's like
that one's white too.
I guess. Well,
it might be like an off-white or like a different.
There is no such thing as off-white.
Type of white, but it's white. But I think what makes it look different is like if these people were to write who killed and the other person write Leah Hickman, like it's almost like handwriting. Like when you spray paint, like you're gonna have different ways of doing it. The one is like super light, like they just went fast, like, and one person looks like they just went bold, like
So you
took time.
So you skipped and went into the two people down it.
Yes, that's what we were just talking about.
No. Okay. Well,
it's two
we'll talk
people.
About that. I think it's two people, different handwriting, different painting.
Because everyone spray paint's different. Some people hold it longer, make it thicker and darker. Some people just go fast. Because when we first did it, he went fast and didn't write anything, and I showed him how to make it show up on the grass.
Well, you can see like an outline somewhat of what I painted.
Yeah, like hardly, but he had to do it. But with it being on grass,
with it being on a building, it's still probably been light. But
yeah, it would still be like you could just tell it's different ways of painting.
Yes. Okay. Well, you skipped ahead.
I don't care.
But how long do we think would it take? The video's a minute and 43 seconds, but not all of us be painting. So I would say personally, give or take a minute or so.
It'd probably take even less, like on the
building. with two people, it's going to take less.
Yeah.
Because where we've talked about before, that place is where it's at. Houses around it, like, and they most likely done at night. Like they're going to have to get hurry unless they're going to get busted. I don't think anybody's going to see them
anyway. And plus, like people do spray paint all the time, so even if someone did see someone spray painting, they probably would have thought, oh, like they're just doing graffiti, like.
Yeah, but it's not an abandoned building, and with it being,
well, yeah, that's where most graffiti happens.
Well, I know, but where a girl got murdered, like everybody in Huntington knows that's the place.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody's like gonna be like, oh, let me see what they're doing. Like they're probably just like, oh, those heathens.
I would have stopped.
Painting around. I think graffiti should be left alone, like if it's not real vulgar or anything, like art. Well, not like that. Anyway, different subject.
Yeah. that's kind of what we were talking about. Like, why did nobody see them? You know, probably took a while. Well, it could have just been one person. Maybe they just shitty writing
Maybe ran out
the
of paint.
first. God, can you imagine if the first one
Or
wait,
like it could have been like how you done it. Like I had to show you how to make it darker.
I knew
So
how to
they could have
use.
just been like, shh, and then been like, "Oh, that don't look good." Just went,
What if they used a brush for the who
just like,
killed?
just like went darker on the second one. Like, oh, it's fine.
Well, because if you look at it, like you got, because the other one, the who killed, is just definitely
It looks
off.
like it looks really murdery. Like if you were going to choose a font for a
But
murder
it's if you
thing,
notice, like all the letters, like
it's
look
just
at the
like
WH, it's kind of like more leaned this way. Because I'm left-handed. I don't know if that would have anything to do with it.
I don't know.
But the
See,
Leah,
the Leah Hickman looks like what I paint, like how I do it, like thick
yeah.
and straight.
Well, the Hickman got big, but I'd still compare it with the Leah though.
Yeah, like it still fits the Leah.
Was it,
It was probably just trying to get Leah before that little vent thing.
well, they kind of put the H in the vent. So.
I don't know.
I really just the handwriting, the painting and everything. I still think it's
I
two
guess you call
people.
it handwriting.
Like I would definitely say two people. There's no way I could say one. So we're going with two people.
Yeah.
So if it was two people you're looking at, I would say 30 seconds. Well, did they walk up to it? They may have just ran real quick. But if you parked a car, I don't know, too much. The next thing we're going to talk about, which I have no clue whatsoever. Do you?
What?
Why that date? She's born November. Murder happened April 24th.
Maybe they were just really thinking about it. I don't
But why like so
know.
many years afterwards though too? Like
Maybe it was the murderer trying to get it talked up again because they might be one of those like attention whore murderers that needs like everyone like
you're skipping
talking
ahead
about.
again.
What?
You're skipping ahead again.
I'm just talking my opinion. I'm not even. I
But
don't even know what you have wrote down, so I don't even know.
but what if it could be a date? Well, it would mean something to Leah, but not in that perspective. Like, what if it was a date that still means something that's tied with Leah? So, say maybe just say it was a random person she saw. Maybe she turned him down, and that was like the date that she turned him down, like something like that. Or maybe it was like an anniversary of somebody else that she knew. Like, what if that date could actually pinpoint who actually done it?
Oh no,
You know what I
doubt
mean?
it.
Which most of the suspects you're looking at half sister, uh, either current boyfriend, ex boyfriend, Bateman's men. That's
When
like the
did you
top
cover
four.
this before?
2017, November 2017. Yes. Sorry.
I was say because maybe something like this happened, like a researcher or something,
Well,
and then everybody's like,
they
"Who
do
done it?"
like the anniversary date, like the Dateline one that just came out. They
Maybe something like maybe they had just seen it at that time and was like, "I need to know. I'm gonna spray paint the building."
like they just make a post on Facebook.
Like
Um. So you think the killer done? Do you think the killer done it,
maybe
or do you think someone that just wants it solved? That was a way of bringing attention to it. Was
I don't know. I'm in a very maybe mood. I don't know. Like I'm very wishy washy on everything. I don't know.
well with the killer though. Would you think he'd actually go back to a spot and risk being seen? What you said you
Well,
don't think
yeah,
nobody
because
would
nobody
stop.
ever found him, so nobody knows. Doesn't even have a hint of who it is.
Oh yeah.
So why would he worry about it?
But like if he
I
did,
wouldn't.
if he did go back though, and like you said, maybe they would be like, "Oh, what are they
Reliving
doing?"
it, like he may be one of those people that just like needs,
That actually brings up a good point.
like he had to relive it. And, ooh, I need attention.
What if he
Who killed
actually
her?
drives by the apartment a lot? What if after they remodeled it, he lives there now, lives in the same apartment she did with her sister? But we just solved it.
Not really, because it doesn't tell who it is.
I think if that was probably...
We're gonna look it up, and it's gonna be some 90-year-old woman that lives in the apartment.
I'm not sure. What's the pictures we did share? I know we talked about them.
It looks nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. But I just don't know. Well, I would live in a place like that.
I wonder if any of her energy stayed there, or maybe she spirit-wise, more on the paranormal side, if she ever stays there trying to help.
I talked about that in the podcast episode. Somebody said that there was a radio or something in the basement. It kept turning on.
I bet she's like, listen, there's clues. I'm trying to help.
Doubtful, but
it could be.
Which the building has a lot of history though too, because it is what was it, early 1920? I think it was made somewhere like that. But you got a lot of history to the building. So almost 100 years of history. Murder takes place, stuff like that. So if the killer did do it, I don't know why he would go about that. Because then, he's that'd be like a taunt, I think. But that would be the only thing. You'd still think he'd still be taunting. But to me, if the killer done it, he would taunt more closer to the date. Do it each year, every other year, saying, "Hey,
he could have started slipping." How killers just get on that slope and they start sliding, and everything just starts falling apart. Screw it. I gotta get some attention from this.
Maybe guilt.
Doubt it.
Well, guilt is putting it out there.
Not from guilt.
Well,
from wanting attention.
I'm sure whoever done it, I say it does bother him, but
because he probably gets off on the fact that, oh, I got away with this. They're talking about it. Nobody knows who done it, and it was me.
I'm sure it's their bottom, but you would think, somebody knows something. Which the painting, like I said, it's a harmless thing, but it still, was against the law by, painting the building. The owner and stuff, it was asking around, but it's weird that nothing's ever surfaced. They didn't solve the murder, and they didn't solve a painting that ties in with the murder. Which, I can understand the painting not being solved, but the murder, you got a lot of stuff that goes with it, so it's kind of whatever way you look at it that way. I'm still kind of interested on who done it. I'd like to hear your guys' opinion too on who you think possibly done it.
Comment down below or live chat. I don't know how this works.
Because you don't know, would you think it's somebody close to Leah? It would be before, because he died, I think, in 2016. I think.
Good point. Was it him?
Our next video that we do next week, I'm going to talk a little bit more about him. I could be wrong on it, but I'm going to kind of state my opinion with that guy.
Why do we look so pale today?
I always look pale. I don't know why. Well, it is winter. Well, not really winter. It's in the 60s. But I don't know. I wouldn't see Leah's friends doing it.
No, I still definitely on the sister and someone else probably.
No, I'm talking about the painting.
Oh.
I don't see her friends doing it because they all seem like.
Well, maybe your sister's just really good at hiding stuff, and she's just y'all need to get talking about it. The attention whore killer.
Well, people did talk about it, but I don't think auto. They're just more who painted the building. Probably got. Like I said, you would think it'd be more. But you think it'd be more of the anniversary date. I'll take that out. That's my opinion.
Somebody.
Later.
Are her parents alive?
I tried emailing the dad a while back, and the email didn't work, and I can't find any other contact information. Because it says he's an assessor in Mason County, but
he may not want to be contacted either.
Well, in the Dateline, he's trying to, which we're going to talk about more in the other video, and he even made a statement about this too, about not doing this type of stuff.
Doing what?
Where they painted, he didn't want, like he
He
said, he
told
didn't want
people
that.
not to?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, how the article was.
Why?
Well, you're vandalizing somebody's property because another guy bought it.
So?
Well, yeah, it's.
I mean, like, I know crime is crime, whatever. But, like, if you're doing graffiti, that's especially toward, like, trying to solve something, like, I feel like that's the lesser of evils here, okay?
Yeah. So basically, overall, so we know it was two different collars, and it, well, enough to get up to the building, spray
Maybe
paint. Two
quicker.
people, yeah, quicker. Um, so we're still thinking two people done it, at least two people. Um, Apparently, nobody's seen them. If they did, nobody ever reported it. Which I'm sure they probably wore hoodies and all that, or something to cover. They might not have. But I don't see somebody doing that. Because if somebody pinpoints their face, they're gonna be like, especially now, they're like, what are you doing? So it could have been one individual, but like I said, we're going with two at least. The date, like I said, there's nothing that connects the date with anything unless there's a date that we don't know about that connects somewhere with somebody that knew Leah.
Yeah, so if you guys know anything, find out anything, let us know. Comment it, post it to the page, message us. Whatever.
So, do we think the killer done it? Our overall view.
I'm gonna say yeah for my opinion. Because I've just pretty much stuck with that the whole video. So yeah.
I'm kind of torn up. Like, you got your points that point that possibly the killer, then you got your points that point that it wasn't. Because if it's two people, that means like if it was the killers and there's two people, that means both the killers can't
Didn't
paint
we
it.
already like come to determine that there was two killers?
Well, nobody knows.
What if in our
Well,
opinion?
they assume.
So wouldn't that make sense?
Well, they assume if the sister done it, that she's a female, that she won't be able to move her body, where it was at.
Might been.
So overall view, she thinks killer. I'm kind of still torn up on it, and I could go 50-50. It's either killer or just somebody that wanted it solved. That's kind of the way I look at it. Which I'm surprised, though. You would think more stuff would come. Which I said, if a killer, you would think, which maybe they, because like with serial killers, they do write letters, taunting, but making phone calls.
The police, like,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
touch
If it was
me.
I don't know. I'm kind of leaning more towards it wasn't a killer. Well, the killer or killers or whatever. I personally don't think it was.
Oh yeah, maybe.
That I'm not an expert on
Good
spray
thinking.
paint, but that does make a good point.
Yeah, good thinking. It could. Maybe that one is matte, and that's why it looks just like real thick and bold. Cause it's just matte on there, like the Leah Hickman part.
So, it's very possible, but the only thing, because I would assume they would have enough, because we still have a lot of spray paint in that spray can.
Yeah, like he done it. But if it's two different people, they
They each
they
have
could
a
have went
different
in the
pen,
store
yeah,
and like picked their own paint. Like,
but that could possibly make the writing look different.
yeah.
But I don't know why they would get, because one spray paint was one
Well, they
spray
may
paint
just not
can would have done it.
read it either. They may just not read the can, like grabbed one gloss and one matte, or
Well, the lettering still, well, I don't know. It's weird because if you notice in Kill, like who's kind of more capitalized, but Kill is not. The K is,
maybe it's all
but
purposely
nothing
done.
else. I don't know. It's
Maybe it was one person that did it that way to try to throw people off. I don't know.
yeah, there could be one person done, and that was just the way of doing it. Like how those people done it. Like that's kind of where we're at because well, crap, it's already over 5 years, or 6 years since painting happened. But you do make a very good point on that. So that's one way to look at it as well. Maybe just different style paint. Because we use just cheap brand of paint from Walmart. That's all we used.
Yeah, because we literally only bought it to do this.
Yeah. Well, I don't even think I'll use the paint for anything else.
I might use it for something.
I might spray paint you.
No. I get artsy sometimes, so might do something with it.
So that's our overall view of the painting. This one, it's a little bit longer than I thought, which we kind of rambled on about some things. But our next one,
we are so tired by the time we do these. Like, we just
our
ramble.
youngest child also didn't have a good night last night, and she was up with her a lot.
Yeah.
I went to work this morning.
She was up like all night.
And then vice versa. No, well, she's asleep now.
She's teething.
But son's birthday tomorrow as well, so we got to prepare for that.
Mm-hmm.
But our next video, though, I'm hoping it probably won't be Friday, probably more Saturday-ish.
Yeah.
I found out a lot of interesting things, and actually earlier.
Are they hearsay or fact?
I don't know.
Let's clarify first.
Well, a lot of the stuff speculation. It's always going to be. Besides what you get in the articles.
Okay, so don't think that we found some like new hard evidence or anything.
Basically, like I've stated before, we're throwing this out there, like even if trying to make our own opinion on what really happened and who done what. So that's kind of like a lot of the stuff we're going to be bringing up. Like I said, it's going to be updates. Like I said, I'll be talking about Chuck, some updates on some other things that people have talked about that came from possibly family members of Leah. And we'll answer some of the questions or what we know about the questions, possibly. Basically, stuff like that. We'll kind of throw in some more weird theories in there of what might have happened, which some of them kind of out there, just to kind of cover every angle of this case. Like I've said a lot, we're nothing special. We're just trying to bring awareness to it and getting it rolling. Even though, nothing might not come out of this, but, we get the information out there and, maybe somebody one day will, say something. But yeah, we're hoping because I'm thinking after what I learned today, I can add to it and then, like I said, get an episode lined up for next Saturday, probably around the same time like usual. And the blog that goes with this and the video, it just uploaded a little bit ago of me trying to spray paint. So that will all be together in a blog and trying to think what else.
You know how to link it? Like link it in the description.
Yeah.
You could do that so they can just jump to it. It'd be a lot more
convenient. Well,
it'll
take me a few minutes.
Yeah, so if you don't want to wait a few minutes, you can link it down below and you can just click, or you can just get the page.
Well, it's under the play. It's saved under Leah. She thought it was stupid, but I actually had a dream of Leah last night.
No, do not do this.
It was really weird. Like
it's because you get obsessed and your
subconscious
is thinking about it too.
Well, I dive heavily into these cases, but for some reason we were at my grandparents' house, and I've been watching a lot of the reruns of River Monsters, so I'm assuming that's why it came to be. But I was fishing. For some reason, my grandparents had a big lake
in their kitchen.
Yeah, in their kitchen. Well, I tagged on this big thing. I'm like, oh my god, it's a big fish. Well, reeled it in. Ended up being a burlap sack that was filled with trash. But when we got it up, open, it's like, oh, this is just trash. Well, somehow it became see-through, and Leah's head was in the middle of the bag. And I'm like, oh my god, we gotta, call the police and everything.
He wants to solve this so bad. He's dreaming about it.
Well, it's not even that. Like anybody wants justice for somebody.
Yeah,
but I ended up waking up before, I called the cops and all that. But it was just weird. Come like her body's been found.
Yeah.
So.
Have you heard that our son sleep talks?
Yeah, I don't know what he said, but yeah, it was just a weird dream because like with the Samantha Burns, I've dreamed of her twice, and one of them was, a search for her, and the other one I actually Brandon Basham was at our high school, our middle school gym, so it was weird.
He just goes hard in the paint with it, and
I don't know. I don't
has dreams.
Most of these things because I've researched stuff like this for a long, long time, and it just stays with me. But we thank you all for tuning in, and like I said, we'll get everything rolling for the next one. And then, as of right now, that is it until unless something comes up, something services or something like that, or I don't know how we're going to do it, but if we do get in contact with the possibly the girl that dated the ex boy, she will talk to us. We will somehow get that out. I don't know if we'll be able to do like an actual audio, an episode like just audio of her talking to us, or I will just have to write down notes and share it in a blog or something if she'll actually don't care of doing that. And that will be something interesting, which we'll talk a little bit about more on that in the next one. But thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.